Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use. Thank you. Now enjoy the show.
Hey y'all, thanks for tuning in. It's late night shenanigans with the Love and Marriage Huntsville crew. Yeah, it's season 10. Now they done combined a few seasons. I think it really should be 8. But who am I to say? It said 10, so we're gonna roll with 10, child. I'm looking through all my notes, right? Want to make sure I had the right stuff on because I can't be talking about somebody else's show, and I'm supposed to be talking about Love and Marriage Huntsville. What's going on, y'all? What's going on? I hope y'all enjoying y'all evening. This good Saturday evening. Is that what they call it? Saturday evening. Well. A lot of stuff going on in Huntsville. Folks trying to confront folks and folks trying to skeet by and child, this doggone Marquez. Ooh, he kind of gets on my nerves. Thank goodness I don't know him like that. I don't know none of these people actually. But you know who was first up the bat on this show? Miss Wanda, baby. Miss Wanda. Excuse me. Okay, so we all know Melody Cherie Rogers has gone on to bigger and better pastures and carrying on. So we ain't really got to talk about her. But surprisingly, and I'm all for it. Hey, this may shock you. This may not shock you, but I am all for Martell and his girlfriend being on this show. Of course, she couldn't be because of, but she ain't on there no more. She ain't got nothing to do with the show no more, as far as I can see. I didn't see her name on no credit. Did y'all see her name on the credit? I didn't. I'm just saying. So, she ain't got nothing to do with holding back nobody's relationship, showing nobody. And like Martell said, if you're going to show me, show all my girl, we done seen pictures, said her name without bleeping it out. I mean, go ahead. You know what I'm saying? I don't have no problem with it. I mean, why should I? I don't know these people. But I tell you who was first up the bat. I'm going to say it again. Sure enough, Miss Wanda. That's right. She was first to get on the scene. She was like, yeah. I'm glad she was on the show because we miss sure enough Miss Wanda, child. I swear, if you ain't subscribed to her YouTube channel, sure enough Miss Wanda, or if you ain't following her on Instagram, you missing out because she be showing out a good once a month, as far as I can tell. I mean, this last one was, all of them is entertaining. Let me tell you, don't let her get no brown in her system. It's a wrap. It's a wrap. Let me tell you. But I really like the show. I've always liked this show. I've never, not wanted the show to come back on. Let's just hope folks get some understanding. Some folks are still delusional in their relationship. I guess they want us to think like them, but we know better. I'm just saying. I feel like we know better than the folks that's in their relationship. Of course, when you in it, you can't see you blind to what's going on. And it's kind of embarrassing, We're gonna get to it because what I have to say is what I have to say. I'm commenting. They know we commenting. They can like it, love it, leave it, whatever. But I'm gonna say what I'm gonna say because this is my channel, and yeah, yeah, folks gonna watch, folks ain't gonna watch. Again, like it, love it, do whatever you want to with it. Please subscribe if you haven't already. I'm looking forward to getting monetized this year before January 1, 2026. So I got about 200, and I'm halfway there for subscribers still. So I need about 200 and I don't know, 262, something like that. And this watch hours is hourly. They moving on up. So the more that watch, the better it is for me. So yeah, what's that noise outside? It's every now and again you hearing folks with their foolishness in their cars making all kind of noise late night. Well, it ain't that late. It's about 9:30 something here on the West Coast. But whoever watching, it could be a little more over there. Anyway, listen. Let's just get on with the get on, because I can keep talking your ear off. Because child, there's so much going on. Ooh, I'm going to the spa tomorrow. I can't wait to go. I'm gonna be there from 9 to 9. Yes, they got even hours. Oh, I can't wait. I just soaking in waters all day. Just be waterlogged. Have you ever just been in a spa all day? I love going to the spa, and it's really hot out, so it really makes the day just so pleasant. I love a good pleasant day. I almost had a pleasant day today until some fools interrupted it, but it wasn't too bad. Friday was happy. I'm enjoying myself. Yeah. Are you enjoying yourself? Summer is the time to be alive. I swear I love summertime. I was born this summer. Cancer season. Ow. So yeah. Okay, let me get into this review because I know it's what y'all came in for. Y'all don't want to keep hearing me yap and talk and yap about nothing. But okay, so listen. Love and Marriage Huntsville, season 10, episode 1. You see them folks up there, right? You see the Fletchers, the Scotts, the other Scotts, a couple of single folks, kind of, sort of, kind of, and a couple that's not married. See Ken and Trish over there living in sin. And Martell always doing something sinful. Yeah, I said it. Kimmy is delusional with her husband Marceau. Oh, she embarrassed herself to the hill. Did y'all feel secondhand embarrassment like I did? Oh, we're gonna get into it. We're gonna get into it. And Tisha's still just doing whatever Marceau say because she going along to get along. Listen, this is my opinion, my take, what I feel, and what I see. Take it or leave it, love it not. But and we can go back and forth. I love some interactiveness. But yeah, I'm gonna give it to you how I see it. So, like I said, first to bat, Miss Wanda came through with her Dooney and wait, was that Dooney and Girk or was that Dolce and Gabbana? D&G. We always know it's Dolce and Gabbana. I'm just playing with her. What was that leopard print? Or was it a cheetah? Some cat animal, wild cat. Child, she was looking really cute. Go ahead and tune in, y'all, and watch it. But child, she came through. Because she saw the interview of Martell, his girlfriend, interviewing one of Marceau's old work. Shout out to PJ Daddy. You know what he said? Yeah, that's my old work. I'm gonna use that. I've been using that for ever since he said it. So it is what it is. Dennis McKinley, if you don't know who PJ Daddy is, over there down to the road. But listen. So yeah, so I believe her. Did y'all believe that interview? Now I don't want to get into what the woman looked like because we can. Okay, let's get into what the woman looked like. Okay, so let's just get into it because Wanda got into him about that whole situation. Because we always listen. We know Miss Wanda gonna get into it. She gonna interfere. She gonna butt in because she said that's her business. As long as she living on this earth, she gonna make sure her kids are straight by any means necessary. And I don't blame her because I believe the girl. Just because she wasn't some hottie thought, type, body yada yada type chick don't mean nothing. She said all that happened when she was about 19, 20, 10 plus years ago. And people change. But see, back then, she said she was stripping and she was 19. Mm-hmm. How old was Marcel? Because he was almost 50 now. So I'm just saying, even though Martell and his girl, everybody on that show them lied and is lying. Let's just say that right here, right now. It is what it is. I believe the girl. Now I ain't out here protesting and picketing and whatnot. All I'm saying is that was too much for Martell and his girlfriend to go through just to be lying on somebody about something. And again, just because she wasn't some perfect size 6, real cute looking girl, you don't know what that girl looked like back when she was 19, 20, 21. I know she's around 19 years old. Hopefully she was of age, but she said she's around 19. I believe her until proven otherwise. And by them not saying anything doesn't mean that, see, just because you don't respond doesn't make it a lie. It just means you not responding. Anywho, and again, just because what she looked like now means anything, because people cheat with all sorts of people, body types. And I believe Marceau wasn't looking as good as he looks now back then. And for her to describe their workplace and everything going on, listen, when y'all was 19, was y'all afraid to do it anywhere, anyhow? I'm just saying. 19 and 20-year-olds like to experiment and walk on the wild side a little bit. We all done did it for the most part. So don't act like it can't be true based off of what I just hate that. Look at her stomach did it. So what's your stomach looking like? There's a lot of stomachs out there with husbands and a lot of stomachs out there with wives. They just pat that stomach and just keep it going. So, I don't want us to get I don't want y'all, not us. I don't want y'all to think just because of she may not be as fit looking, as if that's the end all be all of anybody getting some. I mean, okay, let's just be clear. Do you know that my 600-pound life, I believe 9 times out of 10, them folks have significant others who are still in their life? And you've seen all that going on over there. Just saying, no shade to them, but anyway. So Miss Wanda was trying to check Marceau. He got teacher trained to only bring him certain kinds of evidence. To the point where he won't address nothing else. That's how you get folks trained. Like a dog. You train them to do what you want them to do by behaving and doing certain things. Child, I wish I would. I'm with Miss Wanda. So does that mean you don't know her? Because me and Miss Wanda are on the same page, and I'm glad they filmed it because somebody got to keep or try and keep him thinking that we watching you from a distance. But like I said, back then, Marceau wasn't looking as good as he is now. I believe he was. I ain't gonna get to what he looked like. All I know is I'm with Miss Wanda on this. It is what it is, child. And anyway. So next was the monster. That is what's his name, Maurice and Kiowa's son. He's a junior, actually. I believe he's a junior. Anyway, Just he getting pressure over there about college and whatnot, and then Maurice asked him about what does he know about his DUI arrest, and he was like, just what people be telling me, but I didn't look it up or anything. We don't believe you, son. But see, I hate really discussing cheering, but I think this is appropriate to even discuss at this point. Because again, this ain't my lives and my channel ain't for cheering. So I hope your children ain't around because I cuss, I fuss, and it's mainly adult content over here. This ain't OnlyFans. Don't get me wrong. We ain't doing that type of mess. I'm just saying. Um, I thought it was appropriate, but at the same time, Monster, we know you looked it up. Shut up. Anyway, yes, so Maurice was asking him, what does he know? Some of his friends was joking with him about it, and Maurice said, well, once they found out that the charges were dropped, did they joke about it again? Then he said no. He said, well, see, there you go. Trying to prove a point. Well, the point is, people can have charges dismissed and still did it. The one thing I have yet to hear him say was, I was not drinking and driving. I was nowhere near as drunk. It's just been all surface to the point where he doesn't want to incriminate himself. But now that the charges have been dropped, I've still, maybe later on in the season we'll hear this. Now, if y'all heard it, let me know, because I ain't heard nothing about him saying the officer was gravely mistaken. In no way, shape, or form was I under any influence of any substance, whether it be alcohol or other. I have yet to hear that. All he said was, ain't no more charges. And again, people, have charges dropped for less. So so anyway, back to the monster going to school. And, here we go with Kimmy again. Kimmy talking about she's showing commercial property. That's what what's her name? Who is M's child? That's what Maurice has been waiting for her to do, because he really wants her to get into the so-called family business. So she's showing commercial property, and she's also worried about her investment property that she has with her husband, and how Marceau is slow. She knows he is, but she's anticipating when it will be done. Then she brings up how the streets was talking, primarily how Chris was when he was talking with, I think, last season, when he was being addressed by Melody Cherie Rogers regarding his role in assisting Martell to hook up with what's her name, Trisha. He said, no, it never happened. Child, listen, we don't believe you, Chris, because how you explained it and how it was explained and told about, y'all got different accountings, just like Portia and Simon, about how they met. Child, please. Anyway, but the whole point that Kimmy was bringing up was what Chris said about people meeting up. He said, pretty much he said, that there's a way to meet up or have jump offs and side chicks. You give them NDAs and whatnot, like Maurice and Marceau. I knew then, if you go back to my reviews from last season, I commented and said, oh, that's gonna be a point of contention at some point. And I was wondering when they was gonna bring it up. I guess they just conveniently waited till this next season after their reunion to have some tea to talk about. Child, this could have been cleared up last season. Anyway, I was waiting for this to come through because I said, oh. Because see, just like when Marceau tried to get Chris Fletcher to vouch when he was in ATL, when that picture of his back appeared, remember that? He said, well, I was with Chris Fletcher. She's like, no. I left you about 1:30, 2 o'clock to go be with my wife. So don't be sitting here talking about we had dinner when we didn't have nothing. Because I was with my wife around 2, where I left you at 2. Dinner don't, at best, it was lunch, if whatever we had. Because he was telling Tisha that he was with the homie out down to these Atlanta streets, as to why that picture of his back was. See, you see how lies start to just falter and just dissipate. You catch this child. I don't. Anyway. So again, like I said, so Chris was pretty much clearing his name with Melody, explaining how, no, I don't think it's appropriate to show men how to cheat. I don't, especially when Marceau and Maurice give NDAs and whatnot to these girls. And so she was eating that up. So Kimmy brought it up in this conversation after Monster left, of course. And Kimmy said, well, the streets is talking, pretty much talking about what Chris said. And so Kimmy asked him, do you give side chicks NDAs and whatnot? Child. I said, girl, you still worried about this man cheating? You took him back after finding out he was cheating on you in 2015, down to that ATL trip that Ariana took the picture all in for, when she said they had big backs or wide backs or linebackers, whatever she said that the boys had. And now all of a sudden that, she wants to question him about whether or not he's giving side chicks NDAs. And again, Maurice doesn't answer the question. He says, I don't give anybody NDAs. Again, him and his damn brother Marceau with this quisquaff mess. To squash it from the jump, Kim was like, wrong answer. And she's laughing with him, telling him the correct answer is, I don't have side chicks. And she's laughing. And then they go to commercial. What? That's the end of the conversation? But I guess since again, when you accept cheating in your relationship, this is what happens. She let it ride that he cheated on her, only because, well, we weren't married, so, what he did was what he did. Girl, did you get some? I'm just saying. Again, when you accept it in your relationship, it's going to continue one way or another. The disrespect will be there. And we've seen the disrespect in all kind of ways Maurice has given Kimmy. Even during her death's door, there was disrespect. I wish my husband would disrespect me and I'm getting chemo. But we ain't going to go that far back into it. I'm just saying, listen, ain't no way in hell. How desperate is Kimmy? I'm just saying, everybody wants to, I ain't even going to go on that tangent. Anyway, let's just stick to my note that I got. Because we can talk for hours and hours, like Money Long said, child. Oh, Lord. What else happened? Oh, yeah. So, again, trying to check somebody when you looking like the effing fool behind your husband, making you look stupid again behind questioning him on whether or not he gave his side chick in India. She didn't ask about nobody. She asked about a side chick. And no, your answer does not quash what she's saying. It adds to it as a problem. Like she said, wrong answer. You should have said, girl, don't tell him what he should have said. He should know. He's an attorney. And I don't know if he's playing or what, but it adds up to you giving NDAs to your side chicks. but she laughs it off. Ain't that nothing? What's next? I don't want to keep going in circles about this husband and her cheating ass husband. Um, Destiny. She is revamping herself again. Good for her. She has had her real estate license for 19 years. Surprise, 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 surprise. So she's trying to get Martell to help her get on. So, she's just trying to stay afloat, and I don't blame her. Good for her. I'm rooting for Destiny. I wish we could know a lot more about her woes and tribulations and trials that went on with her ex-husband, because he seemed like dang, he's just out to get her for some reason all last year and the year before. Like, this is the mother of your child. You loved her at some point. Good grief. I mean, it's like he's just utterly disgusted. I don't know, child. I don't want to keep going into that. Listen, Destiny. Yes, ma'am. I'm proud of you. Keep doing what you're doing. What else going on? So, Martell is coming to see her, and down to the office, somebody office child. She was getting her meetings on. So she's trying to get in on a property, but him and Han, pretty much he lied to her, told her he would. Now he's saying, well, he already promised it to somebody else. So she said, well, I don't mind sharing. And that's what you do, Martell. If you listen, watch and listen. If anybody know Martell, stop playing with this girl. Both of y'all on the brink of destruction. Let's just call a thing a thing. Y'all both need to build. And even if it's smaller pieces at the moment, it's still a piece. And if you promise Destiny a piece of it, don't tell her, well, I promised somebody else. Like she said, well, just add me to the listing. I know that's right. Don't take no for an answer. He told you what was going on. Keep him at his word. So then, of course, talking about words, child, word is bond. A man's words is bond. I'm glad Destiny is really holding Martell's feet to the fire. She doesn't have to be so loud like Miss. Now I like Miss Nail, but she can be a little, volume too high. But a lot of short people do that. It's that Napoleon syndrome, I believe. The shorter people have, where they feel that they need to, be loud and wrong most of the time, but just loud and boisterous and just, I told you, anyway. But she got a lot to be on about what's going on over there. Anyway, we'll get to it. We're gonna get to it. So again, Destiny's holding Martell's feet to the fire as far as business is concerned, and he's, and they speaking on Lance and his new baby. She let him know that she found out, like everybody else. He didn't have the audacity to tell her personally. He gonna send her a happy Thanksgiving text. Next thing you know, she's seeing him posting about his newborn online. What? Ain't that funny how he was questioning her about some guy at her relaunch of Madani, but at the same time, it appears as though the girl could have been pregnant then. So it was obvious that they were not exclusive. But at the same time, give the girl a heads up. Don't just not say nothing. And then you're going to post that so she's not going to see it. That's some low down dirty. Is his locks clean? That's all I want to know about him. And that's it on him. So back to Martell. So she's trying to keep him, Destiny that is, trying to keep him honest with everything, letting him know, yeah, you've been online. He's like, no, I ain't been online lately. She said, oh, yes, you have, with that, so-called outing of folks. And he was like, well, they attacked me, I attacked back. Destiny told him right. She said, vengeance is not yours. And if you're trying to revamp yourself and put out a different image, this is not how you do it. She told him everything she said to him was on point. But then he's just not in that mood. He wants to attack, and he says, okay, well, I won't do no more. Then in a split second, If they do it again, I'm gonna do it again. And then, how immature can you be? You got up to 50, 11 kids, a new woman to take care of, and this is how you acting? Mm. What is them two boys supposed to look up to? And how these girls supposed to feel safe when you attacking women, when women so-called uh, attack you? See, again, it's about optics, Martell. It's about the optics. What else happened in that conversation? That was it. Big ups to Destiny. Destiny gonna come out on top again, and people gonna be mad, and it is what it is because she's still looking good, body right, face undeniable, fashionable, got her head on straight, and yet she's still helping to take care of her daddy, who's sickly a little bit and elderly. Big ups to her. Now, Ken and Marquez, child, they meet up somewhere. I don't know where they met up, child. Some, uh, what they call them folks? City Hall somewhere. Anyway, they're trying to compromise and work things out. Mark, I don't know how Ken deal with him. He seems special ed. And I hate to say that because I do not want to offend any special ed folks. But if he is, he needs to get a one-on-one. He needs a life coach. I know he tried to get Melody to get in on her. Leave Melody alone, child. He needs a life coach. I don't know if he can do it through his insurance or whatever he can, or I don't know if they Doc some better help. I don't know. I've been hearing all these different telehealth stuff. He needs a life coach. He really does. And I say this on the strength of perhaps he may be a little delayed in some type of way. Because again, I don't want to say on the spectrum because I don't want to offend nobody on the spectrum. Everybody use spectrum. No, I'm saying as far as he's concerned and how he moves in life. You got two kids that we know of. Okay, I'm gonna say that. We see you with not taking care of your kids because I don't believe Trisha nor Ken will lie about that. They seem to be on the up. Well, more so Ken because Trisha's done, child. Oh Lord. Anyway, so Ken and Marquez is meeting up and just trying to work things out as two men, right? Ken's letting him know it the family loses when we argue, fuss, and fight. And I wouldn't even try and think of Trish being on your side in any way because that's a lost cause. I think we need to worry about us and getting us to making sure that we're more so on a united front because like Ken has always said, I'm not trying to replace you. I don't want to replace you. I cannot replace you. I am an assistant to you, a helper. I'm a helpmate to my woman and a helper to you, specifically regarding these children. And Marquez don't see it that way. For some reason or another, this fool is just bucking the system. And whatever happens after that, happens after that. I mean, child. And he's still not a present father. After all that mush mouth he did at the reunion, stirring up trouble and carrying on all season, he is a clown. Ooh. Moving on. The Fletchers. Chris and Nell. Talking about being grandparents again. Lance is third and Chris is first. Chris Jr.'s first baby. Lance is struggling. She see him struggling in the morning, bringing the baby to the daycare, because they own a daycare as well. I think y'all remember that from a couple of seasons ago. Then after all that conversation is over, because I am getting, I got too much negative things to say about them two being fathers. Anyway, I don't even want to go there. Chris said Martell's coming over. He wants to talk. She was like, oh, Lord. So then Martell walked in, child. And they talk about the picture down to the Derby, Kentucky Derby thing. And Nell was upset that she felt set up taking a picture with this woman that she didn't want to take a picture with. She made it plain. She did a video on Instagram or whatever, and she said, I didn't have no makeup and no weave in my hair. I was dead serious trying to convey this message over. But Martell said he absolutely did not set her up. So she said, well, I'll just have to believe you and accept it. Girl, you should have stuck to your first mind, because it all looks set up. But like I said, they showing pictures of Ariane. They, got family photos of them three, and they not bleeping her name out. So hopefully we'll see her. Again, I don't have no qualms with the girl being on the show. If that's his woman, then mic her up, yada yada. Whatever the point of contention was, whatever contract, whatever it said as to why she couldn't be on there, apparently all that's dead in the water now. So, I mean, it is what it is. But maybe there's, some bad blood. But I can see it being an issue because she got all the answers to the questions that them wives want to ask, but too embarrassed to do because it will make them look even more foolish. Let's just call a thing a thing. All them fools was cheating. All three of them. Well, it was more, but I forget them other folks' names because they ain't been on the show in years. But that ATL trip came out, child. It was all kind of mess going on. But yeah, so he just pretty much owned up to not being a friend, or he's, just because he was so-called outed by Tisha talking about when he messed with dudes in college. You want to talk about me in college? Let's talk about you messing with dudes in college. I didn't see a problem with that. Actually, I didn't think it was outing him. I just figured, well, if he can call her promiscuous and effing the homies in college, how come she can't talk about him in college? Hey, ain't no outing going on because he doesn't live a life as someone who could be DL or who even appears to like men. So I don't see it being outing. If I'm wrong, let me know. But again, tit for tat, that's what folks do. It is what it is. But again, if you're gonna talk about her in college, she can talk about you in college. She owned up to her. Yeah, that was in college. That was back then. So let's talk about you. I mean, so it is what it is. That was it really pretty much about the Fletchers. Next, we got Ken and Trisha. Child, let me tell you. Looking at my notes, making sure I don't miss a beat. Ken and Trisha, they bought a gym. Child. Renting a gym, something, child. And then they start talking about, child, Kim Marquez. He told her about the talk they had, and she was like, child, Trisha's over it, child. She don't see it for Marquez in any type of way. And I'm gonna tell you why. When the father of your children don't do what he supposed to do, she don't see it for him. He could have saved 18 people from a burning fire, 8-alarm fire. He could have had his picture posted in the paper. He could have received the key to the city. But he ain't doing what he's supposed to do regarding her children. And she don't see it for him, and I don't blame her. And she wasn't trying to, she's like, oh, really? Yeah, okay, well, I see it. I believe it when I see it. That's pretty much where she at with it. But wait, that ain't all, child. That ain't all. So she just, she knows that Marquez is blowing smoke and he ain't, about nothing. Because again, he ain't helping her with them kids. They not Ken's kids. They your kids. Anyway, so we gonna finish this on up, y'all. So back to Trish. Trish and her friend, I forgot her name, whatever, Trish's friend. She visits Trish at the house, and Trish is just, real bothered because uh her son went to go pick up her daughter, and they're gonna have a what do you call it, a shake or something, a smoothie, and then come back to the house. And her friend and her have been talking for, they met at the gym. She came by to check on her because she ain't seen her, in months of Sunday. That's what she said. Not verbatim. I'm just saying months of Sunday. It's been a while, like she said, since she's seen Trish. So she's checking on her, and Trish is bothered, because of what's going on with the dysfunction of the family. She said she holds back on the tea on her soon to be ex-husband for the sake of embarrassment, for the sake of his mom, his family, and not spilling his tea. I want her to spill the tea. Knock it over and break it. Break the container it's in so it's all out in the open. Because this fool just walked into her house as if he lived there. Why ain't the door locked? Because I know he ain't got no key. My question is, how come the door ain't locked? I'm just saying. Anywho, he just walk in uninvited, and Trish don't go off on him. Again, she in a confessional saying what she want to say. No, you say it then. Can't nobody. Do you know somebody coming here unannounced? They made the coroner coming. Coroner is on the way. You can't walk up. I don't know what that's about, but she didn't cuss. Okay, you ain't got to cuss him out per se. But first of all, what you ain't gonna do, I hear a knock, nor did I say come in. Get out my house. About face, scene over, cut, bravo, bravo, bravo. All kind of ways to shut this ish down. You done got me all the way messed up, child. And then he comes in and picks a fight with a friend because she made a comment about him being there or walking in or whatever the case was. And he's like, do I know you? Have we met? She was like, no, I told you we ain't never met. I don't know you. So he took offense and said, well, I would appreciate it, if you wouldn't talk about me. Bitch, I mean, and all Trish said was, okay, you can leave now. That's all you gonna say? Is that all that was said? Is anything more on the cutting room floor? Because production got to give us more than that. The kids have heard them argue. As a matter of fact, ain't nothing Trish can say to this fool that the kids ain't heard. I know because the son walked in when they were arguing. He come in like, why are they arguing? What's going on here? So he's going upstairs because apparently he and his sister are supposed to be going out with their dad for dinner. I wonder who paying. Anyway, so they trying to get ready, and the son is telling him to walk out the door. Just leave, go outside. Go outside while he's walking up the stairs trying to get ready to go. First of all, why ain't production escorting him out? Because see, if I was Trish, I would have went to the kitchen drawer. You know what I'm saying? Got me some good and sharp. I already said leave. Now, what you want to do? You want to stay? The hibachi all day. You know something? I mean, but I don't understand Trish. And then he kept saying, "You turn our kids against me," and she was like, "What?" Again, is the boy special needs? What is going on? He playing way too much for me. Can't nobody, nah, either he playing like something wrong with him or he's just doing this for fun, for his own, child, listen. What you ain't gonna do is get me riled up in my own house. I got too much peace going on up in here. So what we about to do is this. You about to leave, or you can get chopped out of here. And you got no more seconds to make a decision. Hey, first of all, you don't walk up in my house. Second, I've already told you to get out, and you have yet to take that step to leave. Therefore, I can do whatever I want because now I feel threatened. Child, kid or not, it's gonna be smoke in the city. You know what I'm saying? A hot one, something about to go down, and these kids gonna be crying. I wish the hell I would listen. Trish, I don't know what's going on over there, and why you allowing. First of all, I think it seemed like she allowed it to happen because she just stopped her friend from talking once he walked in. She didn't once get up and say, "Hot, don't move, don't come in no further." She didn't say nothing like that. She just allowed him to come in and film and talk and film. I don't know. I just don't get it. He can't come up in here like that. Oh, wait till Ken find out. Lord, is that why they had a tay-to-tay, a physicality? Anyway, y'all, that was it for episode 1 of season 10, maybe season 8. I don't know. But yeah, we're going to go with it, season 10. Love and Marriage Huntsville, Alabama, on the OWN network. Yes, Kingdom Reign Productions, Carlos King, y'all. Woo-wee! I hope you enjoyed the review. Don't forget to subscribe because I'm on my way to monetization this year. Yes. I think we're about to end this, y'all. I'm about to go. Get ready for night because I'm going to go to the spa tomorrow. Mm-hmm. Yeah, baby. Well, we're going to catch you up next week for episode 2. Whenever episode 2 come out, I'll be going live, y'all. It's going to be a lot more lives. And don't forget to check out Real Housewives of Miami reviews coming through. Of course, we're finishing up with Roa Sweet 16. The reunion is happening. That's going on right now. We're done with Drag Race, me and my homegirl Erin, but Real Housewives of Orange County, we are reviewing that. That came out earlier today. Don't forget to check that out. And we're going to keep rolling with that, as well as whatever Housewives show come through, Married to Medicine. Oh, yeah, Selling Sunset on Netflix is coming back. Me and my homegirl Erin will be reviewing that as well. What else? That show that we sell on Bravo, child. Charleston. Southern Charm. Yes, ma'am. Southern Charm and Charleston. That's going to be coming through probably at the end of the year. I think they film in the summertime. They're probably filming now. And shout out to Madison. She had her baby girl at 34 weeks because her water broke. I mean, 34 ain't too bad. She was, stayed in the hospital for a minute, but now she out, which is wonderful. Her and Brett got their baby girl. She has her son from a previous relationship. Big up to her. What else is that we talk about on these internet streets? Oh, yeah, I am going to review more of the Power series coming through. What else going on that I'll be reviewing? Just check me out. Check out my playlist. You know what I'm saying? Bell Collective, when that comes back, I will be reviewing that. Even though, child, that was a doozy last season. Child, folks quitting left and right and left, and folks getting molded down to the OWN network. I mean, the way Akeisha quit that show, epic. I mean, the whole epic. People mouths open, people bug-eyed, people, you think they screen was froze. They just couldn't believe she did that. None of us could believe it, but she did. Child, and Willie Colon was here for it. And I don't blame him, because child, anyway. But yeah, hey, what goes around comes back around. What goes around comes back around. What goes around, comes back. Anyway, I'm about to get out of here, y'all. Sip of more on this crown. Oh, that crown was good. Get some more ice. I got maybe about 2 sips left. Yeah, baby. So don't forget to come back. Whenever I go live, you will be notified. Just don't forget to hit that bell. Make sure it's a black bell. That means you're going to see everything I'm about to come out with. Don't forget. All right, then. Bye, y'all. All day. All day. All day.